morning. All right, we are going on the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Angelita Gonzalez, 23825.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Corey Westmore here on behalf of Ms. Gonzalez.
Good morning.
Ms. Gonzalez, would you please state your name for the record?
Angelita Gonzalez.
All right, good morning. And today's date scheduled for sentencing on your client's plea.
I believe it's a show cause.
I'd say show cause. Yes, I apologize. Because she did not get the alcohol tether on September 11th as ordered. As a result of her probation violation. So this court indicated 5 days jail. All right, so your client was sentenced on August 14th to 18 months probation for her plea to an amended charge of operating while visibly impaired. There was a probation violation which resulted in technical violations 1, 2, and 3. 2 of the tests that your client took for drug testing were diluted samples, and the 3rd test was positive for alcohol. So a violation was scheduled, at which point your client pled guilty to the probation violation. This court indicated 5 days jail. We were suspending that jail until November 6th at 9:45 a.m. and she was having alcohol tether for 30 days. Which she apparently didn't get the alcohol tether on September 11th, and therefore there is a show cause that was issued for her failure to have the alcohol tether. And so, counsel, what's happening with the show cause?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, my client is prepared to plead guilty with an explanation.
Ma'am, please raise your right hand. We swear from testimony about to give this matter the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right. And so, ma'am, you are before this court to show cause as to why you should not be held in contempt of court or violating this court's order. And as to the allegation you violated this court's order by failing to have the alcohol tether administered on September 11th as ordered, how do you plead?
Guilty.
You understand that you do have the right to have a contested hearing in this matter.
Yes.
And by entering into a plea, you will not have that contested hearing.
Yes.
Has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No.
You understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea.
Yes.
You understand that this court could sentence you to jail.
Yes.
And knowing all that, you want to continue with your plea.
Yes.
And counsel, you can please run to your client.
Sure. Ms. Gonzalez, are you currently on probation through the Wyandotte District Court?
Yes.
As a term and condition of your probation, were you to have the alcohol tether installed on September 11th?
Yes.
And did you have that installed?
No.
And you understand that's a violation of your probation?
Yes.
Satisfied, Judge.
All right, the court will also indicate you understand that's a violation of this court's sentence on your probation violation hearing.
Yes.
All right, the court is satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea to the show cause violation. And counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. My client's extremely apologetic. Plain and simple, she just doesn't have the money. She's been out of work for several weeks now. She's on disability. Months. She receives $400 a month, and that's clearly not even remotely close to pay her bills whatsoever. She's not trying to deceive this court in any way because her scheduled surgery for October 13th. At that point, she will be able to return back to work within a week or two tops. She understands. She's taking responsibility for it. She did plead guilty, but simply put, she just doesn't have money for it. So I would just ask for leniency on her behalf. She's in a bad spot right now. She can't work. She can't earn money. She can't pay for it. So taking that into account, I would just be asking for leniency on this results.
So, ma'am, if you're receiving less than what your monthly obligations are, how are you supporting yourself?
I'm doing it with the $400 that I'm getting, that I just started getting from the state last month.
And you don't have any family or friends that are helping you out? Not at all.
It's just me.
And did you, at any point when this court ordered you to get the tether, did you raise that issue? Because I don't recall you raising that issue.
When we spoke, you asked me, was I working, and I said no.
I'm sorry?
When the last time I was here, well, not here, but on the Zoom, I did
It was
indicate,
last Monday,
yeah,
not this past, but previous Monday.
I did let me know that I am not working at the time. I also didn't know that the tether, like, I was gonna have to pay like weekly or have a specific amount due that day until when Natalie sent over the paperwork to me. And I reached out to them and they said I'd have to pay a specific amount the day of, and then I found out yesterday, or the day before yesterday, Monday, that it was a weekly pay on top of that. I just let Natalie know I simply cannot afford any of that.
Okay, so ma'am, here's the thing, right? You're on probation for an alcohol-related driving offense. You violated this court's terms of probation. Setting aside the diluted samples, you tested positive for alcohol. A mere 2 weeks after being sentenced and ordered not to consume any alcohol. So in lieu of sending you to jail, this court suspended your jail and also indicated 30 days on the alcohol tether. Your other option could be to go to jail, ma'am. So I understand you may not be working or that you're not working, but I find it extremely hard to believe that you get zero assistance from anybody that you know, or you don't have any means by which you can borrow money from somebody and pay somebody back.
Not a weekly thing, no. What I was going to do with the 200 that I was gonna get, because it's like a twice payment, 200 and 200, was get the tether. And I thought that 184 was going to go ahead and take care of the tether for the 30 days. So I said, okay, that's not a problem. I don't have anybody that I can borrow weekly $84 to help and then pay them back, because I won't be able to pay them back, especially right away, because I have no income. I don't get any help.
But you should be back to work within a month is what
Yeah.
was put forth.
Be behind in bills. I have a son that I take care of by myself. I don't get any type of assistance from his father or anybody. It's literally me. Take care of my son. I take him to daycare. He gets to daycare. And
And who's paying for daycare?
it's through the state.
And how long have you been out of work?
Since July.
And what happened? Why are you not working
I injured my knee.
at work? When's the last time you consumed any alcohol?
And I got arrested. The weekend that I got arrested. I was-
Oh, no, because you just pled guilty to a probation violation, so that's not accurate.
I don't even know what the date was before that.
And so if you're tested today, what's in your system? I can't hear you, what?
I was saying Benadryl, I don't know if that alters anything. I'm on probation in Detroit. And the judge ordered for me to do sobriety court instead of doing another position. I don't know when that will start though.
Well, hold on. Sobriety court is a voluntary treatment court, so you had to have had agree, you had
I
to agree to it.
Yes, I agreed to it, because he asked me could I afford to do the tether. And I told him no, that I couldn't. So he asked me would I be, going to do sobriety court. When I spoke to the gentleman that does the sobriety court, I agreed to do that. I just don't know when that first thing starts. I asked our probation officer, and she said that if she's not assigned that case, someone will be assigned, and then I'll get like the details of how to go forward with sobriety court.
And when were you sentenced in that matter?
This was Monday,
Yes.
next Monday.
And that offense date was when?
2021.
So, that's right, because that case wasn't brought forth until just recently, correct?
Correct.
Right, so you had two pending OWIs simultaneously, and it's not a second offense with either one of these two because there wasn't a conviction for either one of these two. And how did you get here today?
My father died.
And how are you going to afford the Uber?
I actually have the code, like a free code. for Uber, so,
Counsel, this is tough because your client, I understand that she is out of work right now, but at the same time, this court ordered her to refrain from using alcohol. Within 2 weeks, she violated. So instead of sending her right to jail, this court suspended 5 days of her jail and gave her the opportunity to get an alcohol tether. And she didn't do that. And so what am I left with?
At her, I believe I represented her at her violation of probation. She was forthcoming at that. If I recall correctly, she was at a get together. Someone gave her some punch. She drank it. She wasn't aware of it. Obviously, that's not going to happen again. It's not only myself, but we both made her very aware that she's responsible for everything she puts in her system.
Oh, that's right. You tried saying that you weren't aware of that, but then you ended up drinking a lot of the punch,
So you,
right?
that's correct,
You
Judge.
drank a whole lot of punch.
So she's here before you today explaining that she's indigent. She doesn't have the money to pay for a tether. You know, as I've explained already, she receives $400 a month disability, and that's her sole. You know, that's what she has to pay all her bills. So
Well, so when you begin, you don't know when you're beginning sobriety court?
No, I don't know quite yet. Hopefully I find someone else this week. I did reach out to my probation officer immediately. Any type of email or call or anything, or a number that was given to me, so I contact someone. But she did say that someone should be assigned to my case, and then if it's not her, whoever is assigned will let me know all the information that I need to know as far as that goes.
Well, now, since your client's going to be participating in sobriety court, perhaps I amend the sentence, quite frankly, and revoke probation, have your client serve some jail time and be done with this court.
As she indicated earlier, she is solely responsible for her child. I don't see how that's going to be possible for her.
Well, perhaps your parents are gonna have to take care of the child for a little while.
That wouldn't be able to happen. Both of my parents work full-time jobs.
Okay, but there's daycare, your child's in daycare, right?
I understand that, but I also just don't feel comfortable with my son.
Okay, and then, quite frankly, I don't feel comfortable with you violating this court's order not to use any alcohol. And you did, 2 weeks after you were sentenced for drunk driving that you were arrested for while you were out on bond or while you had another matter pending for the same offense. So if you're not feeling comfortable with your son going to your parents' house, I don't know what to say about that. Because I've tried to be as accommodating as I can be. But at the end of the day, you violated this court's order. You're a danger to the public, quite frankly, with your alcohol consumption on a continuing basis. And let's not forget, when you were arrested in this manner in April, you were a .22. A .22. And I understand right now that you have limited income because of your injury. But you're choosing not to utilize or attempt to utilize any financial resources that you may have. There are individuals that you could absolutely ask to borrow some money from and pay them back in a number of months when you're back to work. But you're not exercising that option.
I have, absolutely. I do not have help whatsoever. If I did, I wouldn't even have hesitated to get the tether at all. Like, I don't have input. It's literally just me taking care of my kid.
Okay, but you indicated that you have your parents.
That doesn't mean that they would look they're alive, yeah, but that doesn't indicate that they're there to help me financially or anything like that.
Did you ask them?
I have reached out. I mean, both of my parents, they have their own things going on.
I understand that.
Other people.
Did you
So I
ask?
asked, absolutely.
Did you ask them specifically for the money regarding the tether?
I have asked, but I would have had their help for it, and I wouldn't have a problem. I wouldn't be standing here today in front of you.
When did you ask your parents about
As soon as
helping you pay for the tether?
When I found out about it, I asked that I get help immediately because I didn't have any money to my name that day whatsoever.
When is your surgery?
October the 13th. I'm trying to get it honestly. So,
And how did you injure your knee again?
someone was running, flagged into me, knocked me over.
Have you started your outpatient substance use counseling?
So I'm in therapy right now, and when I asked my therapist if she was a counselor, she said no, so I have been looking for one. Reached out to a few different counselors, so I'm kind of just waiting to see who's able to.
Did you sign up for your bad victim impact panel yet?
I have not. Dated, now technically you want to say 30 hours of community service.
And how are you doing that?
So I'm working with the organization called Trade Action. I have a letter from the, I don't know if you
I'll
want.
take a look at that, please.
I help with organizing events, back to school things. There's like a back to school drive with them. And yesterday we actually did National Voter Registration Day. So we set up at Wayne State and our students to register to vote.
All right. So you're right, this is a very difficult case because Ms. Gonzalez, you're claiming that you don't have the funds to pay for a tether, which the court gave you the opportunity to do in lieu of jail. You were on probation for a mere 2 weeks before your first violation. I'm sorry, the first violation was August 16th, which is 2 days later. The 25th was another diluted sample. And on the 28th, which was 2 weeks after you were sentenced, you're positive for alcohol. And if you're going to be doing sobriety court, I don't know that it makes sense for you to continue the probation in this court.
I would just ask that it be ran concurrent any tests that she has to sobriety court, she could always send to Michelle.
That's what's happening now. Or spending no more.
All right, well, the court's going to indicate as your sentence in this matter for violating the court's order. The court's going to indicate 5 days jail.
Would you allow her to court date so she could get her affairs in order and make sure that she has something off the file?
You have to report tomorrow. So please stop over probation. They will give you the information as to how to report.
She 61.
All right, thank you. All right, off the record. Actually, we're gonna stay on the record. Counsel, and ma'am, just so you're aware, right? That was from your violation of your sentence for your probation violation. You still have the 5 days that was suspended. So this is not the suspended, this is an additional 5 days, just so you're aware. That jail review is still November 6th,
Okay, so
and you're still on probation as of now. So,
10 days in jail, what you're saying?
no,
Oh, okay.
potentially at some point, if you, depending how the jail review goes November 6th, you may have to serve another 5 days. Right now, I'm indicating 5 days for violating this court's order regarding the tether. So I just want you to be aware that you're, as of now, you're still on probation, and you still have the other 5 days from the probation violation this court suspended. So this 5 days is not that 5 days, is what I'm trying to make sure is clear. Okay? All right. All right. Thank you. Off the record. Make sure you're stopping information, please.